Hello, it's Diane here again with another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little 4th of July banner. Almost all of the design work was created by myself using designs already in your basic BES4 software. The first stitching I'm going to do is going to be the placement stitch for our first piece of fabric. Let's get started on our project. The first piece of fabric is 4.5 inch square, and it's going to get centered on top of the square we just stitched. If you want, you can use a little bit of spray adhesive on the back of your material to help keep it in place. Now we're going to tack down this piece of fabric. Just to help give a little more stiffness to the project, I'm going to put some cutaway stabilizer on top in the middle here before I add my fabric. If you want, you could use some quilting batting. And I did add a little bit of spray adhesive to the back of this, just so it won't slide around. And then here is my white piece of fabric that I'm going to put down in place. And you want to center that okay. Now we're going to stitch this piece in place. If you want, you can trim this close to that stitch line now or wait till we're done. I'm going to trim mine later, but I do have a thread color change to make, so I'm going to pause. I've got my new color of thread in. We're going to go to the next design step. I'm going to let it finish stitching out some more stars and we'll be right back. So after stitching out stars, we're going to start stitching out some of the firework. I'm going to pause this while it finishes stitching out this color. So as you can see, I am stitching out the gold colored thread. I love the metallic threads. They give a really beautiful sheen. I do believe that this is a Floriani color that I have here. We have another thread color change to make. So as you can see, I've been stitching out the red, and you just see how that brings our fireworks to life. Let's finish this up. One more color change to make here. The font I am using for this is included with the basic BES4 software, and it is called Granny O. Okay, I've got one more color change to make, and what we're going to do is a satin stitch all around here, but we're going to take another piece of this fabric and put it underneath the hoop to hide all of the stitching that we've just done. So at this point, you're going to remove your hoop, add a little spray adhesive to this, apply this to the back of your hoop, and then we'll come back. As well, before you come back, trim this white piece so that the stitching that we do does not show up. So just in case you didn't understand my instructions, I'm going to use my bent scissors, and I'm going to just trim along this stitching that I did here. So I'm going to finish trimming this, and we'll be right back. Okay, you can see how I've got that trimmed all nice and close to that stitching. And what we're going to do is put a little spray adhesive on another piece of your fabric on the back of it. And then we're going to just lay this so that it is in alignment with the one on the other side. And then we'll just put this all back into our hoop and finish the last stitching. This is the last of the stitching we have to do now, and it'll put all of the pieces joined together. Okay, let's remove our project from the hoop here, and we'll show you how to finish it up. Okay, go ahead and remove the project from the hoop. Now, I did use a tearaway stabilizer, so I can just pull this right out here. And with the piece that I have left here, I have enough for my next project. Now, if you happen to have some pinking shears, those would be really nice to trim along the edge here. If you don't have pinking shears, whatever scissors you have, and what I'm going to do is just trim off around and try and make sure that you keep it evenly spaced as you're trimming your fabric. And there are 2 more of these. I'm not going to videotape the other 2. All of the steps will be completed exactly the same way for each one of the squares. So go ahead and complete the other remaining squares, and then I'll show you how to assemble all of them. All right, I've got all of my squares finished. Now, I will be providing a file. In that file, though, there will not be this hat design because that is not part of one of the BES4 designs. But you can substitute that with any design that you have, and I will attach a link with where you can find something that you could use. So what you're going to want to do now is get some ribbon of your choice and measure it for the length and that you're going to want to space out your project. I'm going to have my project hanging this direction. If you'd like, you can make your project so that it goes the other direction like this. So what I've done here to start is found the center and pinned my ribbon in place, and then I'm going to continue to turn all the blocks upside down and space them apart and continue to pin the ribbon in place. This is just to help hold it until I go ahead and glue it. I'm going to use a fabric glue, and all you need to do is right underneath the ribbon, apply just a little bit of the glue across here, and then press that glue down in place and continue doing that all the way down with your project until you get the ribbon completely secured in place. Allow it to dry for a while, and then you'll be ready to hang it up and decorate somewhere. So when you finish yours, share with us what you've made.